What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTv. Welcome back to all my beautiful viewers and subscribers, of course. Today we're going to react to another video. We're going to react to stupid things that bored soldiers, they do. So I always wondered, you're not fighting every single day in the front lines. You're not fighting every single day doing wartime. So what are you doing when you are having a downtime, or you just relaxing and chilling? So without further ado, we're going to get into this. Please hit the like button down below. Please do comment down below. Be massively appreciated. So let's get into this. Let's go.
Don't make the medic's life more difficult. By its very nature, warfare is dangerous. In order to mitigate the suffering it inevitably causes, combat medics, surgeons, and other medical personnel will go above and beyond to ensure that even the most grievously injured soldier has a chance of survival. In spite of this, there are some things that soldiers have done that serve no purpose other than to make the already overworked medical staff's life that much more difficult. These are some of the actions that cause the medic to wince in frustration.
Well, this is basically just men at war, if you understand what I'm saying. So when men are bored, there's always some stupid things that we do, or games that we do, or something like that. I could imagine that it's going to come up in here. And it's just amazing that we are so stupid sometimes. But again, it's true. Medics, they do everything. They go up and beyond for everybody and trying to save everybody's lives. And here you are playing stupid games and doing war, But people, they have to, keep themselves up and trying to have some fun, you know what I mean? But sometimes the fun is just stupid.
Don't light a cigarette with a flamethrower. For over a century, soldiers and tobacco have been inextricably linked, whether due to the stressful nature of their profession, the boredom that inevitably comes with military life, or any other factor. Tobacco use was common, and cigarettes were often given to soldiers as part of their rations. Of course, in recent decades, the health risks of tobacco usage are well known, though they are usually cumulative, only occurring after many years of continuous usage. Sometimes the risks can be more immediate. Since the First World War, flamethrowers were part of the arsenals of many nations, playing an important role in the trenches of the Western Front, the jungles of the Pacific Theater, and many other places across the world.
That is just dark. Imagine coming with a flamethrower into a grave kind of thing with all the soldiers and everything, and just opening fire, man. That is horrible right there.
There are many variants, but all share the same basic operating principle. A flammable liquid is pumped from a fuel tank through a hose and sprayed out of a nozzle. The liquid is ignited from an open pilot light at the end of the spout. There is no documented case of someone lighting their cigarette from the burning stream, something even the most daredevil soldier wouldn't seriously consider. Though there are numerous examples of soldiers lighting their cigarettes with the pilot light at the end of the nozzle. While this may look cool, this practice is extremely dangerous. Putting one's face close to an open flame can lead to severe injury. Something as simple as an unexpected gust of wind could blow the flame into exposed skin.
Yeah, that's true, man. That is totally stupid.
Something similar happened in 1916 when a French flamethrower regiment was conducting an assault on German positions, when a gust of wind blew the burning fuel back on the operators, killing 25 of them.
Damn.
The effects of a pilot light won't be so dramatic, but the risk is still the same.
So the wind is always Mother Nature's way of saying, you know what, you get right back.
Even briefly touching exposed skin to hot metal can lead to burns. These include second-degree burns, which can involve blisters and discoloration and is extremely painful, and possibly third-degree burns, which destroys all layers of skin and sears away nerve endings. Both include a risk of infection and further long-term complications. If there is a desire to smoke, it's advised to light up with a match or a Zippo to avoid these hazards.
True.
Don't cook with C4 plastic explosive.
What? How is that even a thing that you're supposed to do? Who does this? That doesn't even make sense. Don't do anything with C4. Of course, it's supposed to blow things up. That's the whole point of it, right? So why would you do like that? I don't understand, man. Sometimes these soldiers are just doing extra Rambo shit. You know what I mean?
There's no doubt about the morale boost of a warm meal, especially in a combat zone. To this end, soldiers have resorted to less than conventional methods to heat their food up. During the Vietnam War, American soldiers in the field would subsist primarily on C rations, prepackaged meals that provide all the nutrients and calories needed. Soldiers would also be issued heating tabs, designed to heat the sea rations to make them more palatable.
They still have the rations right now for the soldiers, I think, but it's really been upgraded 100%. But I'm just saying it's still the thing that soldiers, they eat.
Sometimes, however, these heating tabs were unavailable, forcing troops to improvise. Along with their other equipment, American soldiers would be given a Claymore anti-personnel mine.
What?
The main explosive that activated the mine was a block of C4. When they had downtime, soldiers would disassemble the Claymore, breaking off a piece of the putty-like substance and using it as fuel for heating their rations.
What?
This action was, and still is, frowned upon by the military. Contrary to popular belief, C4 is remarkably stable and will not explode unless a detonator is used. It will burn, however, and produce a highly toxic smoke. In addition, the fumes smell really bad, with one veteran saying that a sniff of smoke will cause you to, quote, lose half your brain cells.
Really, that's crazy, man. But again, you have to do what you gotta do. You understand what I mean?
End quote. The chemicals in the explosive, particularly RDX, also known as cyclonite, have been known to cause seizures, nausea, dizziness, and if inhaled or ingested in large enough doses, kidney failure, permanent neurological damage, and gastrointestinal issues. A medic in the field would not have the ability or proper equipment to deal with these problems. Furthermore, by removing some of the explosive from the Claymore, it becomes less effective, meaning its function is significantly diminished. It's recommended that a soldier use a provided heating tab or just endure a cold meal rather than take the health risk or interfere with the effectiveness of the Claymore. Don't drink from a gun barrel.
Don't drink from a gun barrel. I actually think I see this a lot of things. Like, there's been some videos where people, they drink from guns. I'm 100% sure about it. I think it's the most dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Because guns, they gonna kill people. They're not about to be drank by. You understand what I mean? Like, it's not a beer substance that you're gonna drink by. You understand? It's just dumb.
In 1994, a 19-year-old French soldier was initiated into his artillery regiment. After several rounds were fired from a 155mm howitzer, he drank 250 milligrams of wine that were poured down the barrel, a unit tradition. About 15 minutes later, he began convulsing with...
That is the dumbest shit in the whole entire world. Why would you do these things, man? I don't understand. There's some religions kind of thing like they do. It's just stupid.
Seizures lasting for almost half an hour. After being rushed to the hospital, he was subjected to a battery of tests, all of which came back normal. After more testing, it was concluded that he had suffered from acute tungsten poisoning, the first recorded case of such a condition.
Really?
Further analysis suggested that tungsten was not to blame, but rather RDX, or cyclonite, the main ingredient in C4 as well as other explosives, here being used as a propellant charge. In a similar fashion, soldiers stationed in Vietnam have been documented shotgunning marijuana.
That is the dumbest shit. Shotgunning marijuana. Through a shotgun?
Where one soldier inhales from a joint, then exhales the smoke into the receiver of a shotgun, propelling it down the barrel. Another soldier inhales the smoke as it escapes from the muzzle of the weapon. Either way, drinking wine or any other substance from the barrel of a gun is highly dangerous.
It is dangerous, man, and it's just stupid. Like, these people are trying to play like a Rambo figure. You understand what I mean?
Whether it be an artillery piece or a rifle, the barrel, as well as other internal workings, can be coated with any number of harmful chemicals. These include residue from gunpowder and other explosive repellents.
Exactly, man. I don't even know why you would drink by that. That's
toxic metals.
That's just dumb.
Such as lead, as well as lubricants, solvents, and other noxious chemicals that can have a negative impact on health. Dirt, grime, bacteria, and other contaminants can also be found in the workings of any firearm, which are best kept away from the mouth. This practice is also a violation of the second rule of universal firearm safety that also includes artillery pieces, which states that the user of a firearm should never point the muzzle of the weapon at anything or anybody unless you fully intend to harm them. Voluntarily placing one's head directly at the business end of a shotgun or any other weapon can be charitably described as reckless, if
it's not reckless,
not
it's just
outright
dumb.
insane. Needless to say, the medic, as well as the rest of the medical personnel, highly discourage this practice. Avoid violations of the universal rules of firearm safety. In order to avoid serious injury or death when operating firearms, as well as other similar weapons, such as artillery pieces and flamethrowers, the universal rules of firearm safety was developed. They are, number 1, treat every weapon as if it was loaded.
Yeah. Always point down, too.
Number 2, keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Number 3, do not point the firearm at anything you are unwilling to shoot.
Exactly.
And number 4, be sure of your target and what's around it and behind it. For example, don't look down the barrel of a gun when cleaning it. Disassemble the piece before doing so. Only when the barrel is detached from the rest of the weapon is it safe to look down. If the firearm jams or has any
What was with the fat guy here, man?
other malfunction, do not, under any circumstance, look down the barrel to check for an obstruction or any other reason.
I would never in my entire life look down a gun barrel. Hell no.
Keep it pointed in a safe direction until the issue is resolved. For soldiers fighting in ranks, as was done in the era of black powder weapons, it's imperative that close order be maintained. Should fire by rank be required, those in the rear ranks must be able to fire over the heads or shoulders of those in front. If there's too much distance between these ranks, unfortunate accidents can occur. Likewise, those who kneel when conducting volley fire must stay in a kneeling position until ordered to do otherwise. Do not carelessly place yourself in a position where you are in line with the muzzle of your comrade's weapon. Lastly, be certain of what you're shooting at before pulling the trigger. Blue-on-blue incidents are tragic and can often be avoided with the proper target identification.
That is 100% true, man. There's a lot of soldiers out here killing each other.
Warfare is dangerous enough. By following these rules, as well as using common sense, unnecessary casualties and incidents can be avoided, and the medic's life can be made just a bit easier.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people like in the war zone and in wars that did stupid stuff. There's a lot of his stories. You know, a lot of soldiers did it. I heard it in Afghanistan too when they moved in. The Americans, they did a lot of stupid stuff and a lot of, you know, violations of war and all that kind of stuff. But this is basically just the minor things, like the stupid things that soldiers, they do to play Rambo. You understand what I mean? Like, you have to have respect for guns no matter where they come from, no matter where they are. Never look down the barrel, never point it at anybody. Always treat it as it's loaded. You understand what I mean? But people, they keep forgetting that, of course, and incidents they haven't. Again, war is a horrible thing, man. It really is. But again, anyway, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm going to see you into the next one. Please hit the like button down below. Please do comment if you have any story about war, military things that you know, if you were deployed, or a story from your grandfather or something like that. Please let me know in the comments down below, and I'm going to see you into the next one. Peace.